Dennis Allen, Gayle Benson, Mickey Loomis inside the Saints locker room after Mickey Loomis's 200th regular season win. So I saw this video pop up on my Twitter timeline, actually, and I couldn't believe it. I had to check the date. I had to check the time because I thought this was after like last season. I thought this was after a big win or something. This was after the Panthers game. And it's very different than I think the entire fan base is feeling. I mean, you would have thought these cats won the Super Bowl. You would have thought they upset, the Eagles or something. I mean, this is after Derek Carr had about 70 yards passing besides A.T. Perry's completion. This is after we were up by one possession against the Panthers, who were awful. This is after we were outgained 300 to 207 yards of total offense. This is after we had 90 yards rushing. This is after we had 10 less minutes of time of possession. Let's just take a look.
Hey, look, man. Okay, we said this week we needed to go 1-0.
I mean, look at the strobe lights. Look at the lights on the ceiling here. I feel like I'm at Cat's Meow. I feel like it's a 3-for-1 drink special here. I feel like it's a karaoke bar. I can't get over they have the strobe light going on the ceiling after having 207 yards of offense.
All right, okay, and we did what it took to get there.
Look at it.
You with me? It wasn't always pretty. It wasn't always exactly what we wanted it to look like, and it doesn't have to be.
I mean, Dennis, this. Let's back it up. Let's really listen, because I was kind of distracted by the lights. I'm not gonna lie to anybody. I was distracted by being at Razoo's. But let's listen to what Dennis has to say.
Pretty. It wasn't always exactly what we wanted it to look like, and it doesn't have to be.
He's right, but he's also wrong. It wasn't always pretty, brother. It was never pretty. It wasn't what we wanted it to be. My guy, none of it was what you wanted it to be. None of it was good. Zero. There was one positive. We won. Everything else was a negative. And him saying it doesn't always have to be true, but you can't always have ugly wins. At some point, you have to have a good win. At some point, you have to kind of put it together. You know, when the Eagles, earlier in the season, we were saying the Eagles weren't playing very well, and they were like 6-1 or whatever, 6-0, and we were talking about how you do a good team does have to win ugly, but you also have to win like when you look good. You have to win when you are doing what you want to do. So far, every win except the Colts game, and you could even say the Colts game because of how we were to start the game, but so far every win has been an ugly win. That can't be your style of offense. Like you can't just win ugly all the time. We're too deep into the season for Dennis to be like, it's okay, you know, we just gotta keep having gritty, grindy, disgusting, filthy wins. No, it's okay a couple times. It's okay to squeak one out. It's okay to not have your best but still get the win. But you gotta kind of show your best at some point during the season.
But the fact of the matter is, when we had to go and make the play, when we had to finish the game, all right, you guys did a great job of finishing the game. That's a hell of a job. You're back in first place in the division.
That aged poorly, because now the Buccaneers are the NFC South representative.
All right. Now, we got a lot of work to do. Okay? Hear me out. We got a lot of work to do. Okay? And I'm going to lean on the captains a little bit to help me out with that. All right? And then let's get ready to go 1-0 next week. Okay?
He's right about that. You got to go 1-0 now for 4 weeks in a row. That's it. That's all you can be concerned about. You can't be concerned about going 4-1. Can't be concerned about going 3-2. You got to be concerned with going 5-0. And you might as well just say 1-0, 1-0, 1-0 for 5 weeks straight. We already did the first part. We already did one. All right, now we're on to the second one. Beat the Giants. After that, on to the Rams. Can't slip up anywhere. Can't have 5 straight ugly games. So he is right. Let's just focus on going 1-0.
1-0 next week, all right? Okay. There is one game ball presentation that we're going to make right here, all right? And I'm going to let, we've been waiting a little while to get this done, but I'm going to let Mrs. Benson make this presentation.
Camera work, I feel like I'm watching the Blair Witch Project. I mean, that was I almost just got vertigo from the camera work there.
First of all, I
Jesus.
just want to say I'm so proud of all of y'all, and thank y'all so much for your hard work. I know y'all work hard during the week, and I really appreciate it. So congratulations again, but I want to say congratulations to Mickey Loomis. This is his 200th regular season win as the general manager. Mickey.
I mean, look at this. What can you even say? Makes me want to puke. Watching this, 200 total yards, minus 10. Look at Pete Carmichael. Pete's in the back. They don't even have him in the locker room. Pete's out here in the hallway. Less than 10 minutes less time of possession than the Panthers. Abject failure in every single asset or aspect of the game except the result. And Mickey walks in here like he just built the pyramids. My man walked in here like he's the greatest architect in the history of the NFL. I've always heard, and this is like, Nick Saban or whoever, they always say the best wins are the ones where you can still chew your team out. Because you get the win, but then you can chew your team out to where you have a hard week of practice and you stay motivated. Sometimes the hardest wins, and again, this is all from coaches' interviews. This isn't my personal take here. A lot of the times they say the hardest wins are the ones where there's nothing you can really crack down on. 42-0, you're absolutely flying, because then the players may feel like we're the best in the world, right? So the Saints, you could say, had one of those wins where a terrible win, but you got the win, but now you can really get on them. You can really kind of, make sure they're max motivated. We're having a parade. We just had one of the worst offensive games, maybe the worst collective offensive game in the NFL history, not weather related. Like, obviously the Bills-Patriots from a few years ago, and it was like 40 mile hours, and the Patriots won throwing the ball twice. Like, obviously that's a separate thing. Perfect weather, perfect conditions in a dome, maybe the worst two performances in one game in NFL history. And we basically have the Macy's Day Parade in the locker room. Strobe lights. Everyone back here, smiles, giggles, everybody happy. This guy losing his mind. And Mickey comes in. Standing ovation. Look at him.
He also just became the 9th person in NFL history to achieve this tremendous milestone. Congratulations.
Look, it wasn't 100 years ago, but quite some time ago.
I honestly can't believe this. Mickey's making an acceptance speech. Like, he just won Best Picture. I mean, this guy has a speech going on. Dennis Allen should be breaking things in the locker room. He should be elbow dropping the tables. He should be throwing things against the wall. This team has got a lot to fix. We are in the middle of the most pressure-packed, must-win stretch in this team's season. We have to win 4 in a row. Everything hangs in the balance. And this is what we have going on.
I wanted to get into team sports because I love this feeling when you win a game. I loved it. I still love it. You don't get it in any place else in your life, really. Now, I didn't really think about how you feel when you lose, which I've done 150 times as general manager. But a few years ago, my realization came was it's not what you do, it's who you do it with. And so I would encourage you to look around, look at the people that are in this room, whether it's a player, a coach, equipment.
I mean, this is wild, because we're sitting here saying, Dennis Allen's going to get fired, Pete Carmichael's going to get fired, whatever. Like, what do you do moving forward? Mickey's got a lot on his plate. Does this look like that? Does this look like we're in a transitionary period where Mickey's making hard decisions and we're really trying to balance the future of the Saints and the fan base, and we're trying to figure out who's, I don't expect these guys to be sad. I don't expect it to be solemn in the locker room. We just got to win, no doubt, celebrate. But this is just a wild intersection of the locker room, the coaching staffs, the owner, the GM, and then the fans, and then the people who covered the team. Because if you look at the tweets from me, the New Orleans football people, Catherine Terrell from ESPN, like all these tweets, it's all like, this isn't good enough. I can't believe what I'm watching. I'm about to rip my eyeballs out. All that stuff. And then you see this, and it's like, well, man, this is a far cry from that.
Guy, owner, trainer, doctors, personnel guys. Look, that's what you'll miss when you're all done. You'll miss the people that you're with. So I appreciate every single one of you and every single player, coach, and person that's been part of the organization for all 200 of these wins. I'm not opposed to having 201 next week, though.
Yeah, you better have 204 by the end of the season. Because if you don't have 204 by the end of the season, it's going to be an ugly, ugly offseason. Congratulations to Mickey, no doubt. I mean, Sean Payton and Drew Brees, they should be getting some game balls. I'll tell you that. For Mickey's 200, those two are a big part of it. I was sitting at the Fives bar in Jackson Square on Saturday night, and we were talking about the Saints. We were talking about the future of the Saints. And we were talking about Mickey. And we were talking about how, he found Peyton, Breeze, that whole thing, huge success. Everything else, though, has been kind of questionable, okay? Including right now, including the Pete Carmichael, Dennis Allen, Derek Carr situation. The question remains, is Mickey Loomis the right guy to find us the next right guy? That's the question. Because Mickey I'm not even sure how much longer he'll be the GM. I've heard rumors that he could retire in the next couple of years, whatever. But let's say he sticks around for a while. It is up to him now to find that next right guy. Because if we have another Dennis Allen, Pete Carmichael era coming up, it's going to be ugly. Mickey has to get the next choice right. He has to get the next coach right. He has to find someone to come in and reset this franchise, reset this culture, reset this philosophy. Give us the identity back. Get the Superdome back to being what it was. Get the fans back engaged with this team. Because right now it's just not. During the Panthers game, and I talked about this in my recap, the fans just felt like they were just tired. There was a lot of apathy. They were just watching the game. They were going through the motions. They were, it's 4th and 1, 14-6. No one was up out of their chairs. People were just sitting down. That atmosphere is a far cry from this atmosphere. A friend of mine went to the game. First game went to all season long. May God have mercy on his soul. He left. What for? Only game he'll probably go to this season. Went there, but bought tickets, whatever. Came to the dome, left. Couldn't even sit through it. 1 possession game. Tight game, season on the line. Bought tickets, all that stuff. So you know what? I'm out of here. That's crazy. But that's kind of the feeling in the fan base. So, Mickey, congratulations on 200 wins, all that stuff for sure. Enjoy the strobe lights, but there's still a lot of work to be done. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know in the comments below what you think. Is Mickey Loomis the right guy to find the right guy? Also, put down some congratulations for 200 wins for Mickey down below. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.